All right, good afternoon or good morning, everybody. This is Scott from Ensemble. Welcome to the Ensemble Video Customer Webinar. We're going to be focusing on Ensemble Video 5.1 and 5.0 today. So today, again, we are going to be focusing on the most recent versions of Ensemble Video. If this news that we have new versions is new to you, please make sure you sign up for our newsletter. There's a number of places you can sign up for our newsletter. If you go to our support site at help.ensemblevideo.com, you can definitely sign up for our newsletter there. Or if you go to our website, and you can definitely go to our support site and sign up for our newsletter there. There's, of course, newsletter signups all over the website here. And if I go into a page like the live streaming page, you can sign up the newsletter there. So if you'd like to sign up the newsletter, please do. I'm assuming most of you are actually signed up. So anyway, let's get started. So today we're going to focus on Ensemble 5.0 and 5.1. One important thing to mention, if you go to our help site, help.ensemblevideo.com, there is a version summaries area, and that version summaries area does include all the most recent versions. So it is a section on the home page of our support area. Let's start with Ensemble Video 5.0. So with Ensemble Video 5.0, we have a few nice new features here. So we'll go through them actually as a software demonstration. I just want to use this to give you an overview. We're going to talk about video quizzes. We'll talk about some of the integrations with the LMS setup, and we'll talk about Ensemble Anthem updates. So in 5.0, there were a number of updates that we'll talk about. And then in 5.1, we're going to talk about the most recent version, going over multi-language captioning, the Ensemble Video Recorder Chrome extension, which is a free Chrome extension. It's just great for K-12, enterprise, and colleges and universities. We have some video quiz enhancements and a Zoom integration. So those are the things we're going to be covering today. I'm going to do my best to be done in 30 minutes from now. All right, so first thing we're going to do is we are going to log into Ensemble Video, which I am logged in as. Let's just double check and make sure I get in as the right account. So I have to do this again. And we are going to create a video quiz. So one of the most common features requests over the last year or so has been the ability to create interactive content and specifically video quizzes in Ensemble Video. So we've added that. There is no extra fee to video quizzes. And the way to get there is to go into administration and go to your library settings. So basically quizzing is a feature of a library. So if I go to quizzes, you're going to see here I have a number of quizzes that I've created. So to add a quiz, you're just going to hit the add button. And now you have an interface to start determining, the settings for your quiz. So I will call this the Kenyan Safari quiz. I'll add some directions. Please take this by Friday afternoon. Now, after adding a name and comments, you also have some other settings that you can add. This is important to mention. So a lot of you are probably using something like Active Directory, LDAP, CAS, Shibboleth, or Ensemble accounts. So that's the type of tracking you're going to want to do. So you're going to want to apply tracking to your quiz so we know who is actually taking the quiz. So you can see here I have Ensemble accounts, LDAP, Active Directory, and user registration. So user registration is great if you don't have their accounts handy. Meaning if I wanted to send a video quiz to some people that we don't have their accounts, but we want them to register with a first name, a last name, and an email, you can do that. So that's an important feature. We will actually use, let's use user registration actually. Now you also can have these auto-publish to playlists and areas in playlists if you wanted to. Some other settings. Are the students or the viewers of the takers of the quiz going to review before submitting the quiz? Do you want to show the results? Do you want to show correct answers? Do you want to allow retakes? Let's just check all of those. For quiz navigation, do you want the quiz taker or the student to be able to skip questions? Do you want them to be able to navigate through the video? So, and the questions. Now, I am going to turn these on, but I will tell you these are usually turned off. By turning these off, you ensure the viewer or the quiz taker or the student is actually watching the entire video. I am going to turn them on so we can save time in this demo, but this quiz navigation setting is a really nice feature. And then, of course, you can shuffle answers. So if your students are doing this work in a lab or together, you can kind of tweak the answers a little bit, and then you can show the hints. Now, the last thing we have to do is find a video. So these are the videos from my media library. So here you'll see that I have this Kenyan Safari video. Let's select that. And I have all my settings set. And I'm going to save my changes and add questions. Now, what I'm going to do here is turn on the captions just so you can see them in a minute here. And I'm going to turn down the audio a little bit. And we have 3 different question types: multiple choice, true, false, and multi-select. So the first thing I want to do is enter a quiz question. And we're going to start with true, false. And I'm going to pause the video, and now I'm going to enter my question. So let's go a little bit farther. Okay, so the safari was in Kenya. True. This is where you put the hint. This is where you put the explanation. So you can see adding a true-false question is very simple. You can navigate and move the question a second forward, a second back, or many seconds forward and many seconds back. You can navigate to a specific time in the video. And when I hit add, you're going to see now I have a true-false question. I can always come back in and edit it if needed. All right. So if I hit update, okay, so I'm going to do a multi-select. So now as soon as I start typing, I can add a new question. So we saw these types of animals. I will select my correct answers. Again, hints here, explain it here. All right, let's add another question. Okay, on the farm in Ireland, what types of animals do we have? Or what type of animal, let's say, do we have? All right, so we're adding some more information. And we add that. And now my quiz is complete. All right. So if I actually wanted to come back in here and edit this, I could come back into this question, move it back a second or two, hit update. And now we are going to display the question. I'm going to show you how it gets into gradebooks, and I'll be answering questions at the end of this seminar. So feel free to chat in your questions, but I'm going to do my best to explain everything, and then we will get into very specific questions here. So I have a quiz. Let's go back to my quiz interface. And now you're going to see there's my quiz. Now, one of the ways you can publish this is using embed code. So I could grab an embed code and actually publish this somewhere online. So I could just copy this and paste it. I could create a permalink, a permanent link. So I could just say, Safari quiz for you. Hit create and put that permalink in. And start the quiz. So now, but really what I want to do is in my quiz settings, if you remember, I actually had this published to a playlist. So let's go to Canvas, let's say, and look at a playlist. And there's my Kenyan Safari quiz. Now, I could take the quiz right here if I wanted to, but really what you want to do if you're using Canvas, Blackboard, or Moodle is actually associate the quiz and the results with the gradebook item. So I'm going to show you how to do that pretty quickly here. So if I was in Canvas, if you're a Canvas user, this is where you need to listen. I go to assignments, and I'm going to create an assignment. And I'll call it the Safari quiz in Canvas. come down, I can give it a point value if I wanted to. It's going to show up in assignments, and I'm going to launch the external tool. And look what shows up, my Kenyan Safari quiz. Let's choose that. Hit save. Save. And now if I go back to my assignments, you're going to see that I have my Safari quiz in Canvas. Now let me edit this really quickly. I'm afraid that external tool, everyone available. Okay, I'm going to save and publish. I noticed a minor little thing there that it was not published. There was no green arrow, so I needed the green arrow. Anyway, my quiz is in here, but I'm a faculty member right now, so I don't want to take the quiz as a faculty member. Let's log out. Let's log in as my student account. And let's log in. So now I am a student in Canvas, and I need to take a quiz, and I need to get my grade. So there's my quiz, Safari quiz in Canvas. And we're going to load it in a new window. We know exactly who's taking this quiz. That's what that launch does. So let's start the quiz. By the way, here are your settings, and you're giving your directions that I'm sure our students will read furiously. Hit start, and now we go. So we're listening to the video. Notice also we have the ability to display closed captions in here, the multi-language captions if you have it. By the way, we have a question. The Safari was in Kenya. Let's say true. There's my hint right there. Hit save and continue. Now, because I turned on navigation, I can navigate between these questions. We saw these types of animals. Save and continue. I will tell you that, again, that navigation usually gets turned off, so you cannot skip through questions or through the video. So you really have to watch the video. But in this case, we are going to look at this last question, and we'll say we definitely had cats. Okay, submit the quiz. That was supposed to be a multi-select. I think I did that wrong. Anyway, so I got one wrong, which is totally fine. I could retake it because that were the settings. But what I want to show you is in the gradebook, there's my Safari quiz, and I got a 66%. All right. So I probably would have made my score out of 3. But anyway, you get the idea. You can have grades inside of Canvas. Same thing with Blackboard and Moodle. Now, if you're in Blackboard or Moodle, it's a little bit different process, not a difficult process at all. But basically, if you were to add and want to add a quiz in Blackboard or in Moodle, we'll let Blackboard catch up and load there. If I go into Moodle and do an external tool, and I'll say Safari quiz, you add your chooser, or you select your chooser. Anytime you add a quiz, and this is one of those LMS integrations, so in the old days you could only add choose media and choose playlist. Well, now you can add drop boxes and quizzes. So here I'm going to go in and choose my quiz, hit save. Again, there's all my grades. And you're going to see here that I have a Kenyan Safari quiz. As long as that quiz is added through our LTI integration, I can now take my quiz and it'll put grades at the gradebook in Moodle. So you can see here in Moodle, the Moodle gradebook is not my favorite, but there's some quizzes in there I've done through demos, and there's my Kenyan Safari quiz in the gradebook. All right. Now, you can also do the same thing in Blackboard. So if you're a Blackboard shop, you're just going to come in here and add your integration. We'll use the Ensemble Video Chooser. And all I have to do again is add that choose quiz there, and it creates a grade in the gradebook. So really easy to do. That is creating video quizzes in Ensemble. As I mentioned, this one was user registration. I've already logged in and registered, so it knows who I am. But if I was to grab this permalink and go to an incognito window, what it should do is ask me to enter my name and email. So it's under user registration. Most schools, colleges, and businesses will be using something like LDAP, Active Directory, or an Ensemble account. All right, so that's video quizzes. We will address questions at the end. Let's get into the LMS integration updates. Again, really there are some updates, mostly to do with adding the ability to add quizzes and drop boxes inside of the LMS integration. So just making your life a little easier there. And then the last thing I would mention is the viewers tab. So if I launch this out, one of the really nice things here is that there's a viewers tab. So I can tell exactly who's been watching my video today, last week, and then I can go by users and who's watching it. So those are some of the nice updates in the LMS. Finally, Ensemble Anthem. So if you're not familiar with Ensemble Anthem, that is our screen capture tool that allows editing. You can record your webcam and desktop. So if I was, say, in Blackboard or Canvas, let's go into Blackboard this time, and I go to my chooser, and I want to launch a recording, we can do it right here. And there's my Anthem. Now, just want to make sure my webcam setup it is, and my audio setup good. All right, so I can do screen and voice, screen, webcam and voice, voice and webcam, or voice. So let's just do everything. Hit record. What it's going to do is it's going to fire off my webcam, and you can see I have my buddy up here working with me today. He's ready to go. And in Anthem, we have some very simple tools. So again, there's the webcam, there's the record button I clicked. One of the new Anthem additions is the ability to add text. So what would Darth Vader say? He would say, "I am your father." Okay, so Anthem's pretty straightforward. The only thing that's been added is text editing. Hit done. And the second thing in the next interface, in the editing interface, has been the ability to add credits. So you can trim, chop, add titles and credits. Let's just add a title here quickly. I'll add a custom image. Apply. And what this is going to do is put that title right in the front of the video. Done. Let's create a new one. Upload that. And of course, this is going to be available once it uploads right inside of Blackboard, inside of Canvas, inside of Moodle, or an Ensemble video. So here it is. I can choose it, add it, and now I can play it. So you can see there it is right there. So Anthem has been updated. If you use it, you will get the updates automatically. We'll get a little bit more into that. Let me close this down. Close Moodle a little bit here. I want to clean some stuff up. I am going to log out of Canvas because we're going to come back in. All right. So in 5.0, those were the major features. All right. Oh, I should mention in quizzes, glad I went there, there are results for each quiz in Ensemble too. So you get results in the gradebook, but you also can get results here. So there's my results. And you'll see that these quizzes have been taken a few more times. Here I can get results by question or results by user. So there's a specific question right here. I can look at all the results and who took it. I also have the ability to get results by users. So I can figure out, this guy, Scott, the student, what did he do? And all his answers. All right, so there are results in here. You can download the results. So let's do the details included just to show you what that looks like. And there's all the results if you really want them. You can get them in CSV and PDF. All right, so that is 5.0. Now, that has already been added to the cloud, so is 5.1. So if anybody on the call here is a cloud customer and wondering, do I have this? Yes, you do. Now let's get into some of the new stuff, which I really believe, being around here for a long time, is our best version ever. Multi-language captioning. So you kind of got a glimpse of this already. What this means is we support the display of multi-language captions. You can create multi-language captions in Ensemble. All right. So first of all, let's go in and take a look at what that means. When I go into a video, there's a captions tab. If I go into that captions tab, we have 4 tabs here typically. In this one, you can already see there's a German caption, a French, Spanish, Mexican, English, and Chinese simplified. So you can use automatic captions to create captions in different languages. All right. So if I have a French video where they are speaking French, I would upload that and submit that video and say, hey, I want to auto caption that in French because the audio language is actually in French. One of the most common questions I get with this is, if I have an English video where Scott's speaking, can it transcribe it or translate it into French? And the answer is no. The video, if it is in Spanish, you would request the captions in Spanish. If the video is in German, you would request the captions in German. And these default languages you can set at the institutional level too, by the way. So these are great for Spanish, instructors in colleges or school districts. Same thing with French and things like that. Now, you can edit captions in English, in German, in Japanese, in Spanish, whatever you want to, in Chinese if you want to. So I can open this and I can actually edit the captions in Chinese if I want to. Now, of course, I'm a little rusty with my Chinese, so I am not going to attempt to do this. But you can see here that you do have the ability to edit captions in Chinese. You can also submit to captioning services and upload files in different languages. All right. So once you do all of that, what do you get? Let's go into Canvas and take a look. And we'll go to a playlist here really quickly. Let's go into my Kenyan Safari video. Chinese, English, French, German, Spanish. All right. So you can display multi-language captions in Ensemble Video. And of course, you still are able to search inside the video, things like that. Last thing, again, I'll go into the institutional area. Let me log out as the teacher. I do want to show you where you can set you can set basically all the different settings in here in terms of caption languages and branding. So there's your automatic captions license, basically there. And I think it's in region and language setting. Here is where you have the ability, I believe, to say, all right, for my caption, I'm going to be uploading English. My Amara I want by default in English. The automatic captions I want English US, and then automatic sync English. But we do now support Spanish language for the entire application. French is also available now, so you could change these to your native language. All right, so that's multi-language captioning. All right, the Chrome extension. This is probably one of the most well-received features in a long time. We now have a Chrome extension. The reason we do this is because we have a lot of school districts that are leveraging Chromebooks, and Anthem does not work on a Chromebook. So they wanted to do screen capture and webcam capture on a Chromebook. Also, some of them don't want the editing tool, so we decided to create something. You can actually get this in the Chrome store. There are videos here and articles on how to set this up. Honestly, it is one of the easiest things you'll ever do to set this up. So in here, you would just add to Chrome. Once you do that, you go through about 3 very simple steps to get it going. Once it is set up, let me sign in. Once it's set up, here I can record my desktop or my webcam. So let's just do a desktop recording really quickly. You can see I have a very simple countdown here. I can choose my entire screen or just the application window like PowerPoint if I wanted to. So now I'm actually recording using the screen recorder extension in Chrome. I can record different tabs. I, of course, can come down and record different applications. But it's a very simple, easy to use tool. And now I am done. I can preview my recording. I can change the title. I can upload it. So when I upload it, this is going to go into Ensemble Video. If I've decided to auto-publish this anywhere, it would auto-publish. So if you wanted to auto-publish it to Moodle, to Blackboard, to Canvas, to WordPress, to Google, a playlist you have in Google Classroom, you can. It also generates a permalink for you that you can easily get right here and take a look at it. And you can see it just works. So far, I will tell you, we have had absolutely no problems with this. I am sure somebody will find one at some point, but this thing just works. It is a small digital footprint. It is easy to use. And now if I go back into Ensemble and I refresh my media library, there's my Chrome extension recording. If I go into like a playlist, there's my Chrome extension recording. Let's check out the webcam really quickly. And the webcam is also very, very straightforward. You're going to see my buddy here again. All right, so we are just doing a really quick webcam recording. Stop. Same process. Upload. I get my permalink again. If I go back into Canvas and refresh this page, there's Darth. If I go into Ensemble Video and refresh this page, there's Darth. All right. Now, of course, when you do this Chrome extension or Anthem, it can run auto captions on it. There is the auto captions on my Anthem recording. I can come back in here, do trimming, thumbnails, closed captioning, audio descriptions, add annotations, whatever it may be. All right. You can get permalinks and embed codes for all of this. Now, the last thing with the screen recorder extension is you do have your ability. There are a few options in here. I should say a couple options. So if I go to my options, you can autoplay open videos and delete recording on disk after upload. Additionally, you have your own little library of recordings here. You can see all the wonderful recordings I do. You can delete them. You can download them back. You can get permalinks for them. All right. So that is the screen recorder extension. I hope you like it. Please go right to the Chrome Web Store and download that guy. So if you go to the Chrome Web Store and search for Ensemble Video, there it is right there. You can download it and use it. All right. That is Chrome extension. And now we have the quiz enhancements we've already done. User registration and gradebook integration. Now, the only other thing I'd mention with the quiz is you do have the ability in the quizzing area to copy your quiz. So let's say that this Technology Ventures 101 was done in this fall winter semester, and I want to create a new quiz with new results. Actually, I want to use the same quiz. Let's say I want to use the same quiz, but I want new results. So what I could do is just copy that, and now I'll say spring 2019. I don't want to include the results. I do want the same tracking, and I want the same playlist publishing. Copy the quiz. And now if I go back to my quizzes area, there it is right there. And I copied it twice. I hit the button twice. I was impatient. Sorry. Anyway, so you can copy the quiz. And then the last thing I'm going to go over is the Zoom integration. So a lot of you I know are using Zoom out there. If you don't know what Zoom is, it's a web conferencing tool just like GoToMeeting or WebEx. People create Zoom rooms and do recordings. So basically, there are directions on how to configure this. I'll give you a very high-level overview of it. You need to go to Workflows and add Zoom Workflows. So let's go to System Workflow Templates. And if I go to Add, you would add a Zoom workflow. Our support team is more than happy to help you with this. You would enter a Zoom workflow, name it whatever you want. You go into and you log into your Zoom account. So in the support article, you'll go into your Zoom account, the Zoom developers area, and you generate an API key secret and things like that. It's very, very simple to do. And come back in here and you would copy and paste them in here. Then you can determine the type of information that comes into Ensemble. Do you want the topic and the date as your title? Do you want the agenda and the start time, maybe as your description? It's up to you totally. You can also retrieve Zoom recordings from the past 30 days, and you can remove recordings from Zoom after ingest. So nice features. Again, basically what happens is you set this up and you get it threaded into your Ensemble setup. You can have the Zoom recordings feed all your media library. So if Professor Brian has a Zoom account and does Zoom rooms, then all Professor Bryant's recordings would show up into the media library and could be auto-published. Same thing with the engineering team or the Geology 101 course. If they're doing Zoom rooms, they could just drop right in their media library. Also, if you're doing captioning in Zoom, the captions will come into Ensemble Video. So that's a really quick overview of Ensemble 5.0 and 5.1. Like I said, I wanted to be done in 30 minutes. I still have 3 minutes to spare. I know there's some questions, so I'm going to go into some of those questions here. Let me just close a couple of my tabs here so I get organized a little bit, and let's go into questions. So there was a question about media library and shared library. So in terms of the quizzes, again, the quizzes are in the media library. So it's taking videos from your media library and your shared library, correct? And so another question, I thought the new Anthem can record program audio. That is true, it can record program audio. There is an option to record computer audio right there. So I'm on a Mac. I don't know what it looks like on Windows, to be honest with you, but it can. So far, that's all the questions. Do we have other questions? So how does the video quiz integration work with Canvas's quizzes? So we don't work with Canvas's quizzes. You create an Ensemble quiz and put it in as an assignment. One of the questions we got about the system audio is needing Soundflower, and I believe, yes, that is the case. So I'm not sure if you've experimented with that or not. It sounds like you probably have, but I believe, yes, on the Mac you need Soundflower to record the system audio. I have also heard that it is easy on a PC and more challenging on the Mac. I had Soundflower on my Mac, and I removed it. So to be completely honest. So other questions I can answer about 5.0, 5.1, or anything else. And just while I'm waiting for a couple more questions, so you know some new things that are coming. We have French language in this newest version. We have a new transcoder coming, and video ads are coming. So we're not going to become a video advertising network, trust me. But if any of your groups are doing video ads and they want them running, like for now, you might want a happy holidays message on all your videos, or if you have a new program that you're trying to sell on your website, you can put video ads on your videos. Again, it's not about money making for Ensemble. We don't charge you anything for it. It's just you can put pre-roll, post-roll, mid-roll types ads on videos. And yes, there is a new transcoder coming for self-hosted groups. There's been some messaging sent out about that. So there will be more messaging sent out to the mailing list for self-hosted customers. Any other questions? Okay, we are right on time. That was about 30 minutes. I will be sharing this recording back to all of you. I truly appreciate you all being customers. I hope you have a wonderful holiday season. If you're in the Northeast, stay warm. If you're in the South, I'm jealous. Adios, everybody.